Thank you for joining me today. I have this little chair. I need to clean it up first, take the seat out because that's going to be recovered, and I believe that the frame also needs to have a little bit of attention to it. I'm not sure if there's anything in particular to talk about yet until we get there, so let's get on with it. The first thing I need to do is remove the chair seat, and this is actually what's known as a drop-in chair seat. It pushes out, nothing holding it in. This is quite normal for older chairs. The next thing is to remove the bottom cloth. They've put fabric over, and then I'll remove the cover from the top. I think I'm keeping everything on here. I don't think I've got to change anything out. Now I only have this piece of fabric and it only just fits. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out where my center point is. I will mark my center front and back. This is 13 3/4, so that is just under 7 there, and up here 15 and a half would be 7 3/4 there. So I'm going to put a line through there to here. There we go. I'm going to pull the fabric around here, make sure that it's even coming around. It's very tight. My center mark seems to be right there. Just follow that all the way to the top and put it in there. There we go. So I'm going to go front to back. This comes here. I don't think I'm going to have to make any adjustments there. Pop that there and secure. Make sure that's in line. Now the back here, the dacron does need to be cut back slightly, but not too much. Straighten it out a little bit, I think. And I'm going to pull that really tight over the back, along that line too. I can pull it further forward. I usually prefer to pull it from the back to the front because I'm going with the pile of the fabric when I do that rather than against. I'm going to pull this so it's even across the back to about 3 inches in from the side there. I'm going to do that either side. Pull it out towards the side as well when you're doing it, so it's nice and taut. I think that'll be fine. Pull that to the front and re-secure. I only have to pull it in maybe 1/2 inch, if that. So I'll remove that tack and start again from the back. And I'll make sure that that is on that line again. Trouble is, it's brown on the back and blue on the front. Again, from the back to the front, out to the side and in. Again, from the back to the front, like that, and kind of to the side, so I'm pulling it that way at the moment. And it's going in quite smoothly. I'm going to pull this up here and cut it back. There we go. And I'll do the same on the other side if I need to. I think that might go in quite nicely. Now, I didn't bother redoing this. It's got a piece of foam in there, which takes up some of the room. The other thing is the foam they've used in here is quite firm, which means when you sit on it, and I did try it prior to doing this, if you sit on it, you don't sink down very much. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to go side to side now, pull it along the center like that, and secure. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Just pull it over and secure it. These threads can be just trimmed back. Now I've got that in. I'm going to cut this back slightly so I've got less fabric going into the corner and out. So I've got plenty of fabric to grab hold of. Just going to bring that in a little bit more. Take this one out so I can angle it. Push that over. I'm pushing, I'm not pulling. It's a slight difference, I suppose. Smooth that out so I've got a nice line across the back here and in. Again, pulling it into shape and forward because I want that to be as smooth as possible. Now the shaping of the chair comes out, so I can't expect that to be a straight line. It does alter slightly. I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, bringing it into shape. Push that over and back. You can see the lines are changing because of the shape of the chair. And into the corner, coming in like that. Now the corner will pull in more, and I'm going to start pulling it back that way. So I'll pull it forward and then back slightly. At the corner here, there's a little cutout, so I don't want all of that going into there. Don't want it too bulky. Pull that back slightly and out. Cut that down. Now I'm going to pull the corner in like that, so it comes in square-ish. Such a small little corner. I'm going to take this one out and see if I can pull a little bit more into there. Pull that down and back slightly so it angles. There we go. It's altered. I'm going to pull that down, and then I'll make little pleats on the corners because they won't show. That's giving me a nice little square there. This one can come here and it will hide that. I'm going to cut some of this out so it's not so bulky, and across. It seems to be going in okay. Comes in, so I'm going to secure that and see if I can rework this corner so it goes in really neatly and there's less bulk under it. I think I can rework that just a little bit, although I might be overthinking it.
You're overthinking.
My son says I'm overthinking it. This back corner I took out, I pulled really tight into this area and then across and then in here. I have a small pleat here and the pleat there is actually underneath. The front here I just re-pulled in very tightly, clipped it back and then put this over the top. So that looks quite neat as well. I'm going to do the other side the same way. I'm just going to pull it over and into place so I've got a good line. I need that to come in and give me a good shaping here. I'm going to start cleaning up this frame, see if I can get it to look nice. I just want to see what else is going on with the frame. It might just be that it's dusty and old, but I should be able to. That looks pretty. That's coming up nice. Unfortunately, somebody did put some stain on here at some point and they didn't do a very good job. If I were you, I'd lay things flat if you can for staining because you get a nice even look. Obviously not everything can be laid flat, but here the stain got caught up on the insides of this and just ran down. I do like that, that's pretty. There's paint at the top here. Somebody's put thumbprints on. I don't think I can get that off. I could if I used paint remover, but I'm only meant to be tidying up and securing the parts of the frame that are not so good. Although I clean things up, this tells a story. I'm not removing the story. Apart from that, I'm not a wood refinisher, so I only do what I can do for things. And I explain that to people. Don't do everything. I'll clean it up, I'll make it look good, but I leave the stories intact. It's like my friend the other day when I did her chairs. Her chairs had glitter still left on them. We laughed about that when I took them back. She said, yeah, I've got a story to tell. I'm going to turn that over and see what I can do with here. I think that's the only parts that need to be looked at. I think the lady thought there was more to it, but I don't think there is. I am not going to be messing with the frame. All of these joints come in, and like this one, it's got a nail in it. It's not going anywhere. There's a nail there. They have not moved. They're still secure. The stretcher here can't move because it's secure here. Although there's a crack in the wood here, there's one at the other end. It is actually secure. The nails are in here. It's been nailed and then secured over the top. This is not going anywhere. This is as it should be. If this had come out and it was rickety, then obviously I would do something. The dowels here are secure on both sides. There is a little bit of give in the arm, but not very much. It's not worth me drilling this out and messing with it because I won't be able to easily get the same colour for the dowels as already in there. So I don't want to make too much of a mess. There's a little split here, but it's not deep. That's not going anywhere. Likewise, the dowel at the top of the arm here, holding it in, is secure. There's a little bit of give, but nothing that is worrisome. This probably lasts a lot longer than my friend thinks it will. There is a gap here, but I think all I can really do is to colour the wood and make it darker so it's not quite so obvious, and then just clean it up. Because although there's a gap here, it is secure. There's nothing coming loose. It's just the nature of it. I think why my friend is a little bit concerned is it was filled to secure it, but over the years dried and come out. So I don't think there's really very much I can do about that apart from blend that a little bit there. I could put some in, but it will be a different colour. I think that would do. I'll have to explain to her that it's the design of the chair, and as the wood has shrunk up a little bit is to why the filler came out of here and on this side, although it's not so obvious on this side. There's a couple of other areas like under here I can put at certain angles. It will go all the way through. Even if I was to tighten the arm up, it would only go this way. It wouldn't tighten it back to front. There's too much work to do for me to repair something that might look worse because the angles have been changed. So I think that's the chair finished. There are similar gaps all over this chair. It's secure. Now, I have actually altered the fronts and the backs twice because I needed to make sure this fitted into the chair seat. And now I am just going to put the bottom cloth on. I'll fold that under and make my way around to make it look nice and neat. Not that anybody's going to see it. Thank you for joining me on this project. I haven't called my friend yet to have a look at it, but I think she's going to be pleased with the way it looks now. I will explain to her why I didn't do the fixes that she wanted me to, mainly because I don't want to be drilling out any of the dowels and then replacing everything. There is a little bit of give, but I don't think that's a major issue. If it was really wobbly, then obviously I would do that. But I don't want to be doing more damage to something than needs to be. I'm pleased with the way it's turned out, with the wood coming up quite clean. There are obviously bits of paint on here, but I don't want to damage the finish that's already on there. If you'd like to hear more from me, please subscribe, hit the bell button, and a few thumbs up would be brilliant. And in the meantime, take care. See you later. Ciao.